Hi, it's Anthony with Lighthouse Construction, and today we are back at the Lodge project on the lake. And remember, this is
Jack Dewey from Dewey, Cheatham and Howe. Your show's finished, or should I say, cease and desist. Read it and weep.
Anthony! Dude, we got a problem. We can't use the name anymore.
What do you mean we can't use the name?
The name for our videos where we talk about our projects, we can't use the name anymore. I don't know what happened, but we can't use it anymore. I mean,
We're gonna have to come up with something else.
I mean, you're the snappy marketer. Let's think. Bros Designing and Site Visits.
A little too technical there.
Okay.
It's not incorrect. Daughters of Design.
What?
For men.
What for men? I think we need to stay away from that. Okay, let's think. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
And today we're taking you beyond the blueprint. Last time we were here, we were focusing primarily on the foundation, footing, and slab work and a lot of the underground HVAC, but now we've really started the framing process, so let's check it out here. I'm standing in front of the old cabin, and we can see how that ties into the new addition of the cabin. So starting with some of the work that's going to be done to the existing cabin for the remodel, we've actually taken off all of the old decking, insulated underneath with spray foam, and then applied that decking back down, and this is going to have a final layer of subfloor to receive the vinyl plank flooring. This is going to be more of a true 3-season porch. It could be finished year-round, but that's how this client's going to use it. You can see here we have a framed opening for a sliding patio door. So this is going to be from within the game room, which is the connector space, out to that 3-season room. So you can see when I get in here is where we really have some of the complex connections from the old cabin. So this used to be a log post where the former outdoor kitchen used to be. And you can see we've actually used a massive LVL there to carry the new addition where that roof line connects over and really make that a statement piece. We have these old reclaimed beams, and you can see here, like in this case, the beam is not used for structure. This is actually just decorative. It's gonna look like it's used for structure, but what's really carrying the load is the LVL above it. And this is going to have a nice vaulted ceiling in this space. And this is one of those changes that actually came to be on the fly. When we really dug into the roof line, we saw, hey, there's a lot of space we can recapture here. So let's make this a cool vaulted space and then return to our flat ceiling. So above me is going to be some additional storage space to the primary master suite of the old cabin that we've recaptured. And this is going to be another big 12-foot sliding door that really enters from the front yard, and that's gonna have views all the way through to the lakeside where that other 12-foot patio door is at. You can see here we've framed a big opening for the connector between the primary structure of the addition and the game room, which is the connector piece. So if we take a step in here, you really get a sense of the scale for the 10-foot sidewalls going up. I think this is a 10-12 roof pitch here, and you can see that wall. That is going to be the back of the kitchen. So you can see here is where the island is going to be. There'll be a wall of cabinetry. Behind this space, there's going to be a butler's pantry. And then behind this space, there's going to be a nice U-shaped entry bench that's gonna provide nice seating and area to take off your shoes, your boots. You can actually see here, there's a floor drain here that we've included in the slab so that when you're taking off all of your shoes and boots, it hasn't been cover taken off yet, but that's gonna be a nice spot for all that water to drain. This is what we call a tall wall system. So this is above 10 feet. So we've actually used a different type of framing material in this space. It's called an LSL. So if you look here, this is a standard 2x6, right? This is just dimensional lumber as though it's cut out of a tree. Where this piece right here is an LSL, not to be confused with an LVL, but this is what they use. It's the same depth, 5.5 inches as a 2x6, but it runs all the way up and there's a lot more shear strength than a traditional lumber because it's that orientated strand board within there. And you can see that couples with different LVL headers to create a really strong system when you're going above that 10-foot mark. And if you look back behind me here, you can see really that lake view is just fantastic. The bottom windows have been cut out If you look up there, you can see there's going to be 2 triangle windows and then a pentagon window. And for some scale, that's a full piece of sheathing that's been removed there. So that would be, a 4x8 sheet. So you can see they're gonna still cut out that additional. So again, fantastic views of the lake from there, and the fireplace on this side. And now let's take a tour on the other side of this addition. So I'm now standing in this area just off of the great room space. You can see we've actually recessed this to create a sense of privacy. Over this side here, we're gonna have a nice floating vanity, tile shower, tub surround unit, and then a little closet in that space. And then over on this side, we really get an awesome tour of the master suite. So let's take a look here. You can see the first thing you're gonna notice is just fantastic views of the lake in this suite. And then the second thing you'll probably notice is, wow, there's a lot of height in this room. And that really helps to make, what can be deemed a small space feel bigger, because it's not all just about the floor plan. A lot of it has to do with like the volume of the room that you're standing in. And then we have a nice opening here for a door out to a private master patio. So this will be provided by the window manufacturer, so it'll be the same glass as the rest of the windows. And then standing here, I'll actually be on a poured concrete patio. So we're gonna have a nice detail out here with a floor drain and a outdoor shower space. It'll be like almost a fence panel here to create a little bit of privacy. But we're gonna leave this side open because really it's just private woods that direction. And then here I imagine perhaps 2 chairs taking great views of that lake in. And as we step back inside this space, we'll take a look at the master bathroom. So you can see we have a pocket door right here that leads into the master bathroom. Really, in this case, we're utilizing that to help save on door swing space, so they can still have a dresser on this wall and not interfere with the door swing of this space. We have a private water closet over on this space for the toilet and stool. And then as I walk into here, we're gonna have his and her vanities, as well as a nice soaking tub. And we place that soaking tub kind of in front of these 2 windows, or 3 windows, I should say, to take advantage of the lake view and the forest view. And then over here, we have a nice shower. And I think we talked about this in our last video. You can see we've actually recessed this entire shower, so it's still a dirt floor. This is going to be poured at a later date so that we can make sure that is flush with the floor for a 0 entry shower. And then there'll be a custom glass door there, so everything fits perfectly. As we step back into the bathroom space, we're gonna take a look at the master closet here, because this was really planned out in proximity to some other portions of the home. So you walk in here, a nice sized master closet with a lot of space for shelving. Over here, we're actually gonna house the components for the steam shower. And then right here, there's this little closet detail, and this is placed so that it is in direct access to the laundry room. So we're gonna have a double door. There'll be a door here, you can send in a laundry basket, and then if I'm in the laundry room from this side, I can grab those clothes and put them in my washer and dryer. They're gonna have a double stacking, so there's actually 2 washers, 2 dryers along this wall here. And then you can see we have this nice window. There'll be a separate sink in here, almost a perimeter U-shaped cabinetry in this room for the laundry space. And then there's gonna be a closet on this side that's gonna house some of the IT infrastructure for the home. So all the data lines will run down to that space. Nice large coat closet here off of the garage. Drop zone here, so there'll be a cabinet, countertop space. And then in here, there's gonna be a nice tower room. So this will be used off of the garage. They wanted a bathroom that's in close proximity to that outdoor space. And then you can see the detail here. This is just still a flush pour as I step down into the garage. But if you look over here, you're gonna see this garage is actually an inch or so lower than the rest of the house, so that all of our water is gonna be directed towards our floor drains. You can see here a nice view of the floor system above. We have those web trusses, 24-inch trusses in this space. All the HVAC for the upstairs is gonna run in these web trusses pointed up from the floor. Over in that corner, you can see that white structure is actually the storm shelter. So in our last video, we talked about pouring larger footings in that space to hold the weight of the storm shelter. So here we actually get a nice view of it. This is the ICF product. It's the same product that we used for the shell frost protected footing. In this space, it's concrete walls, concrete ceiling, and then there's gonna be a little bit of shelving space on top of it for additional storage in the garage. And as we turn back here, you can see we have the 2 doors and then the 1 door on the lake side here. We have this nice little framed pet door here. So this will be for the doggy door that leads to the backyard space. And then as we pivot here, we're gonna see there's this door, and this is gonna lead to the backyard view. And actually, we are safe to walk on this now, but this is from yesterday. This concrete has been poured here. And this is gonna be a nice covered porch roof. And you can see, wow, they left a little recess. You know, we're not doing a shower in this space. This is actually for that dog kennel. So this way there won't be a concrete floor to the dog kennel. It'll actually be dirt, which is a little more organic for the pets. And then we still poured this footing here for the post. If they come down, have a nice area to return that fence into. So let's take a look upstairs. So as I walk upstairs here, this is kind of the entire portion over the mechanical room and the garage. So this is going to create a really nice space. So we've kind of set this up almost as a little bit of a separate home. So this is going to be the full living room space. Again, trying to capture those lake views wherever we can and forest views as well. This is actually going to be kind of an L-shaped kitchen. So I'm going to have some kitchen space in here. It's not going to have a full range, but it is going to have the majority of the household appliances. And then this is kind of my common living room space. We're going to build a knee wall here for the couch to sit into. We have 4 bedrooms in this space and 2 bathrooms. So let's take a look at this first bathroom. You can see we just started the process of installing this pocket door here. So this is going to open up to the bathroom, again, to save some swing space. And the reason we're okay doing a pocket door here is because this is all going to be kind of public space. There'll be 2 sinks here, and then a nice window to take advantage of the forest views. And then when we get into the more private spaces, we're going to use a separate swing door. So this will be into a water closet space. So this will have the toilet room, so to say. And then on the other side of the bathroom here, we're gonna have a swing door, and this is going to be a tub space. So there'll be a fiberglass tub surround in this space. So I think they're gonna do a fiberglass tub and tile walls so that a lot of people can really use this space, because this is designed for overflow of the family. When there's a lot of kids involved, those 2 rooms will be bunk rooms, and then these 2 will be more bedroom sizes. And then this will have another bathroom, recessed shower, vanity in the space. This bedroom here will have nice views with those 3 windows. I'm imagining a headboard kind of over on this side, taking advantage of the views, maybe a TV in here, and then a closet in this space. And then as we kind of can walk through the walls here, another closet in this bedroom, and then nice 2 windows looking out. There's actually kind of a lakeside view over there as well. And then these are a little bit smaller, I think bunk rooms they're imagining for the grandkids, maybe boys on one side, girls on the other, to really create a nice secluded space up here so that if people are making noise up here later at night, it's not going to affect that main living space, or vice versa. If people are downstairs, the grandkids can come up to this space and they'll be nice and quiet. So let's talk about the slab detail here. So we did a poured concrete floor, and this is actually gonna be our finished product. So if we take a look down here, you're gonna see there's all sorts of swirling going on. And what they do is they actually grind this floor down, and then they put on a temporary protective coating. So they put a light layer of epoxy that they're gonna grind off once everything has been painted. That way we are not worried about protecting the floor throughout the entire construction process. And if you look, you can kind of get a glimpse of it in some areas. The goal is kind of a salt and pepper look to the floor, but it's all gonna have a nice uniform finish when it's complete. But it really saves a ton of time when you can put the thin layer of epoxy and grind it off later versus putting down builder board and trying to protect this floor during the entire framing process. Because keep in mind, typically your finished floor goes on towards the end of construction, but in this case, they had to prep it before they even started the framing process. So I'm currently standing kind of in the heart of the old cabin. I'm upstairs here in this 1.5-story cabin. I have a dormer on my right, a dormer on my left, and you can see this kind of creates a nice pass-through view, right? Well, if we step back into what is existing kind of the master bedroom of this cabin, we only have a dormer on our lake side, right? Because the headboard was originally going to be over here, and it was for many years, and it looked out towards the lake. Well, now we wanted to kind of bring that view all the way through, as well as adding a architectural detail from the roadside. So we're actually going to cut in a dormer right in here, have 2 similar windows very much to that setup. And then this roof line, you can actually see here, this used to be outside, so I would have used to be stepping down over the old structure. But this is now going to be all a part of the master suite. So we're gonna cut out this door, or window, and convert it into a door. And then this is going to be additional bedroom space in the master suite. So I'm thinking the headboard would be against this wall, and then really make the existing cabin have an awesome bedroom in it as well. So if you can imagine another matching dormer going on the other side of the existing dormer, that's where we were standing upstairs. And that's gonna really help tie the old structure into the new. So you can see we have that great room space here. There's going to be a nice dormer feature that kind of comes across above the garage doors, and then a nice covered porch here. You can see the sonotubes have already been poured for where those posts and connections are gonna be. It's kind of a combination of a porch and a pergola space. So that's really gonna help tie the inside to the out. Thanks so much for watching today's episode where we go beyond the blueprint.